So, hi everyone. This is Tiffany Richards with Sampson Properties, also known as Tiffany R, my realtor. And today we are wrapping up our session on family legacy videos with Judy Blair, who is the founder and owner of Keepsake Pics. And we're actually going to be discussing family legacy videos. So, welcome, Judy. How are you today?
Good, Tiffany. Merry Christmas. We're almost there.
Yes, we're almost there. We're almost there. So today we're going to be talking about family legacy videos. For those out there who don't know what a family legacy video, give us a brief overview of exactly what a family legacy video is.
It's a video in which the elders of the family are talking about their family history, maybe their ancestry, their stories, their memories for the future generations. These videos are not for the elders themselves or for even the children, but it's really for the future generations, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, who will not have an opportunity to actually know the elders. When I create the family legacy video, then I also take the pictures, the photos from the family, and weave those into the video. Those photos support the story that they're talking about. So for example, if they're talking about their ancestors coming over from Scotland, and if they've got pictures of them in their Scottish kilt or whatever, that adds flavor and interest to the story.
Okay. And I know that even when you think about a family legacy video, it can seem like a daunting task or kind of overwhelming. So what are the top 3 things someone can do to actually prepare for a family legacy video?
Well, the first and most important thing is to talk to the person that they want to video. If it's mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, whoever it is, or even their great aunt, whoever it's about, they need to talk to that person and make sure that they're on board, make sure that they want to do it and are willing.
Absolutely.
I had one where I kept getting, no one's going to be interested. No, I don't want to do it. My wrinkles will show too much. You know, all these objections. And so we finally found a way around it, which is another story in itself.
Right.
Yeah. So the main thing is to get their permission. And then you need to decide the format. How is it going to be videoed? Is it going to be the person just talking? Is it going to be the granddaughter is going to interview her grandma? And will she be on screen or off screen? And then you also need to decide, are the family members going to do this all themselves, or are they going to hire a professional to do it?
You gave an example of a granddaughter like interviewing her grandmother or great aunt. Have you ever seen a setup where you interview more than one person at a time, like say someone's grandparents or the parents? What do you think actually works better, when you're just focusing on one person or like a couple or 2 people, or what do you think?
I think it's better to focus on one person. The majority of the ones I've done have been a daughter or a granddaughter, grandson, interviewing mom or grandma. And I did have an instance, it was really interesting. This couple in their 80s, they were writing their memoirs. They lived in a senior living facility, and they were presenting their life story to an auditorium full of the other people that lived in that facility. It was an evening of entertainment. So they spent a lot of time preparing that, and that actually acted as kind of a rehearsal for their video. And theirs was different from what I usually do. There was no one actually interviewing them. He was like the director, and then he would turn it over to his wife after he told his section. And then, you know, they kept going back and forth. It was really well orchestrated. But like I said, they had a lot of preparation to get to that point.
Okay. And what type of questions do you tend to ask when you actually put together family legacy videos for your clients?
I don't ask questions.
Okay.
No, what happens is I meet with my clients ahead of time and see what they want to cover in their video.
Okay.
And that would be the time where we can go over the kinds of questions they're going to ask. And they vary from family to family. There is no set roadmap.
Okay.
Although I have pages and pages of questions that they could ask,
right.
But people rarely use those. They know their family, they know their history, they know what they want to preserve for the future generations. So pretty much they know what questions to ask.
Okay. And my final question is, how long do the videos tend to last? Like, is it like 30 minutes, an hour, or if someone is kind of covering like a long time frame per se, do you like break it up into like chapter 1 or chapter 2 or session 1, session 2, session 3? What does that look like?
Well, the ones I do now, there are lots and lots of ways to do these videos. But the way I set mine up, typically, they're about an hour long. The finished product is about an hour.
Okay.
And the ones that I do are about an hour long. Now, if a family is doing these themselves, all the time I am encouraging people to snap short videos of their family, of their elders. And if you have a lot of short videos that you've capturing these memories and stories over time, they can all be put together into a family legacy video. The original video does not have to be a certain length. It can be whatever the family wants. And maybe a family would like to do one video on their ancestry, if they have a lot of history and stories about that.
Right.
Then maybe another video on grandma's life, where was she born and all the way through, and are there funny stories from grade school, or were there pranks that they used to play on each other, that sort of thing. And so the family could actually categorize or set up their own categories for videos and interview grandma in shorter segments and then put them all together later. Or if they want a series of short, nowadays, a lot of things are streamed on TV. And so people don't typically want a DVD anymore. They want them so they can watch them on the computer. Right. And I've affiliated with a wonderful program called Memory Keeper. And it's an online storage system where, especially for family memories, and if they wanted to do a lot of short videos and put them up on Memory Keeper, then you could segment the family legacy into short stories. So there are lots of different ways to do this.
Okay, that sounds good. And I think one of the beautiful things about the whole family legacy video concept is that you actually get to not only see the person telling the story, like your elders telling the story, but you hear their voice. You get a chance to see a little bit of their mannerisms and how they sit, or just the sound of their voice, that generations that come after them, they can always see a picture, but when they can actually see a video, I think it has a larger impact, and it makes the stories resonate even more with the future generations. So I really, really love the whole concept of the family legacy videos.
You hit the nail on the head. I mean, that is the real reason for doing them. And the reason, I always say my grandmother is my inspiration, because I've got lots of pictures of her and grandpa, but I don't have any videos of her. Right. And I remember hearing her voice on the phone, and she called me darling. And the rest of the stuff is fading as time goes by. But to see her smile and hear her call me darling and hear her voice and hear her laugh, those are precious things that you can't get just from photos alone. So you hit the nail on the head.
I totally agree. I feel the same way about my grandfather, who has inspired me as well. And if I could just have like a video or just to hear the sound of his voice, that is like so comforting. And when you tell, like when I talk to my kids, or if I ever have whenever I have grandkids, they can kind of at least kind of feel what, say, you and I have discussed how we felt hearing the sound of our grandparents' voice. So I think Judy and I both encourage everyone to really embrace this whole concept of family legacy videos. And Judy, if there's someone who's interested in finding out more about family legacy videos and your services, what's the best way to connect with you?
Because of location, time differences, that sort of thing, I encourage people to email me, Judy at keepsakepics.com.
Okay.
And that's KEEPSAKEPIX.com. And when I produce this video at the end, I will put my email address in it.
Well, Judy, thank you so much for sharing all of your wonderful information and insight about family legacy videos, how to store precious photos. I think it will really just inspire people to really take that into consideration as we all get older, and how we are going to pass on memories and everything from years in the past. So thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I wish you the same. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
All of that. Happy New Year.
That too.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.